Good morning, everybody. Welcome and happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, which I am happy about. Oh, I can't wait for the week to end. We got quite a few people here, but most of these people are probably AFK. Oh, look at that. No AFKers here that I could see. I'm surprised with this world being so full and it's so early. Usually it's difficult to have a lot of people in a world this early in the morning. Let's find a team. Let's go ahead and join this guy. There we go. Here we go. Alright, so I'm here at Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant is the place where the Mothman Equinox takes place. A lot of people will probably remember it just as this, but those of us who have been playing this game since the beginning will know that this looks very different than what it used to. It used to just be Point Pleasant. Point Pleasant just used to be pretty normal. It didn't have all the vines and stuff that the cultists had designed it for. This was added in when they added the cultists with the Mothman Equinox. So it changed a little bit, and during the Mothman Equinox, there are no cultists here, but usually there's cultists. Before the cultists, it used to be just overrun with Scorch. It makes sense that they added because it is the Mothman Equinox, you know? Let's see how many modules we have. Let's go this way so I can actually see. Modules are gonna be, in the junk. I forgot that I put them in here. I have 180. I'm racking them up. Reason I am saving them is I'm going to do some rolls on weapons, and then also I'm going to create a couple of mods. So I'm going to roll a couple weapons just to see what I can get, and then I'm going to mod a couple. They're expensive to mod, so that's why I'm it's like 60 modules for one mod, and I need I bought some explosive bobbleheads right here. I'm going to put those onto my high level character when I'm able to. I was going to do it yesterday, but hubby and I got a little sidetracked by our camps. I was building in the camp that was featured earlier, and he was working on his camp, and I don't know why they did that. There's only 3 of us here right now.
Their light is a vital catalyst to our ritual.
I think I just... Come on. Did I freeze?
The dim ones have attempted to contain our light. Destroy their vines encircling each pyre before we proceed. Each pyre is attended by a wise one's observer. Only when the vines have been destroyed will the observers instruct you on your next task. Hurry now, children. His patience does not run as deep as his wisdom.
I'm trying to shoot from here. The vine done there? Okay.
Do you smell the present mask in the air? That metallic sweet aroma? That is blood of the purest
usually it's
but what we have is
we'll find rad stags now.
There's
one right here.
blood drops for donation.
I'm gonna just take the albino blood and put it into the troughs. There's another. Or you can put it in here. I don't think I'm gonna get these because someone just shot them. Oh, yeah, it's right there. None there. Sometimes these do not spawn like they're supposed to. And it's like difficult to get them. Did they get the pyres though? Is that one done? Right here? Yeah, that one's done.
Yes,
it's this one at the church. No one's been in the church apparently. So we'll go get this one at the church. Unless they're doing it on purpose. It's like, I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. Yeah, albino blood is the hardest. Alright, someone got the pirate there. We'll get this cultist prophet.
I go to the divine light.
Destroy them. Fill the streets with their foul icon.
There's like one up here too, unless someone got him. Or just someone.
The ritual sites have been prepared. The summoning shall commence once each of the pyres has been lit. Go, ignite the flames as I release the dust of our wise one into the air.
Okay, here.
Ah, yes. The flames of our pyres ignite the moth dust.
I'm still learning.
It offers enlightenment, however brief it may be. Breathe, children!
Questions.
Breathe!
Questions. How did that get on the roof?
See the world now through his eyes, children.
Alright, so Mothman Equinox is pretty straightforward. You just do the tasks that were in the upper right hand corner. And then once you complete the task, you're able to complete or go forth with the Equinox. It's like a ritual type thing.
For the heretic Jinn ones will be enraged by this vision.
You just go up to the cultists and protect the pyres.
Into a frenzy.
These cultists are the fake ones, I guess, the ones who are pretending or they think that they're part of the actual cultists, but they're going against it because these guys here are hostile and the other cultists are not hostile. The other cultists are peaceful and so it's just like real world religion where you have the parts where they just want the best for humanity and love and light, love and peace, and then you have the other parts that are like, oh no, we are superior, we're better than, and they're hostile towards almost everybody. So it's like the real world type. It's a parallel to the Fallout. To at least this Fallout to our timeline right now. We're only like 52 years really away from 2077, which is when the Fallout on the Fallout timeline is when the bombs fell. So 52 years, and then I didn't get that one. Oh, he knows I'm up here. How do you know I'm up here? And then 25 years after that is when this takes place, when Fallout 76 takes place. It takes place 25 years after the bombs fell. And you could tell that the world is not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
These unwavering fools attack from all sides.
Of course, it's devastating. And it's weird because I think, like, when you're reading the Bible, it mentions how in the last days, like when that's all going to take place, that those that are wickedness hide in the rocks, like they hide in the rocks, in the earth, right? To hide their face from God. And it's exactly what the elite did in Fallout. You know, they went to bunkers. Oh, it's a Mothman. Another Mothman. Excuse me, I got hiccups. Oh, hi. I'm not too worried about my health because of the tanky build. I've got armor on that is regenerative, and I also have vampire weapon. And the vampire weapon allows me to, every time I have health taken from me, I get health from the enemy. There's like all the Mothmen are over here by me. What the heck? What the heck and heckers? Is there anybody over here? There's like 3 people here. Well, it's almost over too. You guys gonna come up to hi? I did level up quite a bit yesterday. I was doing events as much as I could possibly do. Oh, he's finally gone. Okay.
Do you feel it?
Alright, so that's it. And then you go to the roof of Mothman, which is over this way. I don't have a
return to me upon the museum's rooftop.
I don't have a jetpack, so I gotta go all the way over here.
To show him our love and our gratitude.
I need this emote.
Dance, sing, shout, expel bile from your gut, show emotion.
Shall you hear us, wise one? Come unto wise Mothman. You have accepted our invitation. We are
I'm doing this on my low level to hopefully get the plans. I have a majority, if not all, the plans for this event on my high level already. So it's just I didn't want to have to go like back and forth on loading unloading plans again. So it's just not worth the trouble. Let's see how I'm gonna. I don't think we have many treasury notes. I think we just have the treasury notes from this event. So, oh, 23. Alright, we can go get some gold bullion before it really, I always got a foundation for some reason. I don't have the thing unlocked. I haven't been there yet. I'll be there apparently like, probably when I get to like 300. I'll eventually have the mall unlocked. It's unlocked, I just haven't discovered it, even though you go to the resort, the refugee, and you could just go through the double doors. It's very easy to get to. I've been to the White Spring Mall several times on this character. It just hasn't discovered it for me. And I think that you do that by going to the outside of it, and I haven't done that yet. It's not a big deal, so I'm like, eh. And then I tried to do Site Charlie. And Site Charlie also doesn't, I go actually there, and I go near where it says to discover it, and it just will not let me discover it. So that's fine. There's another location that's like right close by, so I don't need to worry about that. I've already done a majority of the quests, so now that they've done the hotfix for the ghoul, I will be doing that soon. As soon as I'm comfortable. I'm
tired.
I know you.
Have you seen my tools? Never mind. I just spotted them.
No words.
Foundation and those bums up at the crater just don't get along. They want to take everything we've worked for.
I could really go for a hoagie.
Oh, I only have 20 left. So I gotta wait for the... That's shocking. Usually it's just like I don't have enough treasury notes for the bullion. I was like really grinding yesterday. So around 11 o'clock today, it'll respawn, and I will be taking a time out that around the 11 to 12 o'clock hour. So 11, I'll probably do 11:30 to 12:30 is when I'll take my hour lunch for schoolwork, and then I will hop on Fallout, do my dailies.
What's that, John?
And then it's Minerva.
Hello, Appalachia.
Yeah.
My name's Minerva. My
Maybe
game's
she's got
handcrafted replications of the rarest plans and recipes.
The Valley Gallery is signed.
Every component and mechanism
there's the Hello
recreated precisely to a fraction of 100th of a millimeter.
Brotherhood Recon jetpack. I don't think I've got the Brotherhood Recon. I'm not even worried about the Valley Gallery size. I get this for caps too. All of these here you can usually get like the Hello Neon and stuff. She doesn't have anything that I necessarily need, unfortunately. Although the Brotherhood Recon, I'm not using Recon armor. I'm using Secret Service. So I would have to go and spend even more. And I'm so close to 2,000 that I'm not going to even worry about that right now. I was hoping she'd have Secret Service armor. So, but yeah, see this location here. When I went to Site Charlie, this location is the location that's discovered, and I didn't go to this location. I wasn't anywhere near this. One's just up above it. Not entirely sure why it did that, but oh well.
I hope we can set up more
I'm gonna go
settlements
down
like
here
Foundation.
to the Protection or Horde Ash Heap event. It's a 3-star legendary, and I could use all the script I can possibly get. Alright, so we have to find the, and I want to say, oh, it's not there. I don't think there are robots here, but here there might be. I know this is mutants. The Brim Quarry is not, that's not. This is gonna be down by the raid, and there's mole miners. So it's mole miners. The Scorch are here. Mutants are here. I think it's gonna be in this location here. So we'll go to Welsh Station and run there. Well, 63. They're both about the same. There are enemies here. No enemies here that I know of. So we'll go to the vault and then just run there. It's funny because I've been down to Ash Heap so many times already, visiting camps, that I haven't taken the time to actually discover locations there. I'm really bad at that though. Even on my high level character, there's places that I was like discovering well into my level 8 to 900. It was pretty sad, but that's how it is. And I was like, I made it a point at that time to just like walk the map. I was like, I need to discover all locations. So I ended up walking the map, and alright, so this way. Definitely will run into enemies along the way, but taking the path of least resistance. There's some more miners. There's events that usually like breach and clear go on in that location. And I'm not even interested in XP and stuff. I'm well ahead in the board where I even might lead it to not have to do my Fallout first. And I only usually do Fallout first when I have the season. Otherwise, I don't need it. But I do need it for like this new character, so I might keep it for another month while I build the resources. Because my other one I don't need Fallout first on necessarily. I thought that was an enemy at first, the way that was looking. There should be robots here at this location, if I remember correctly. Should be like rock breakers and stuff. I remember coming here and just getting hounded by like 2 Scorch Beasts and all the robots that were here. Yeah, this is the location. It was just like, what's going on? Alright, there's a robot here, robot here. I don't like the robo brains. Alright, let's find the Assaultron. I mean the Protectrons. I was like, I hope it's not Assaultron. You imagine a horde of Assaultrons? Ay. That would just not be pleasant. What's this mod? Oh. Nothing that I need. Oh, nice. Oh, they're all down here. Where's the horde boss at? Oh, he's over here, the burning mine. That is so funny. Oh, it's in the burning mine. Well, isn't that funny? Lately that's been happening. I know that I did a fog crawler horde and it ended up in the asylum. And then I did a bloatfly horde and it ended up in a bunker. I think it was Abby's bunker. In the mine. I guess that there is a opening at the burning mine down that way. Maybe I think someone's yeah, someone's killing it. I just want to rush down there.
Continued resistance.
Oh, they waited for me or something? Oh no. Well, I'm gonna have to use the... Can't get it now. I'll take this stuff, not the loot. Well, actually, I probably will get the loot too. There must have been an opening down here to the burning mine that I'm not aware of. Alright, Alright, so we'll go back to the camp, and I will show what I've been doing. I think it's almost complete. There's still things that I'm adding to it, because it's not, like, fully decorated. But for the most part, the inside is how I want it, like the locations of things. And now it's just filling it up to make it look lived in. And I will show you the things that I've done to... I've got my acid extractor down here because the camp location came all the way out to the bank. That's the enclave one. So I added this because this overhang, this little cave, I went ahead and added the like skeletal parts. You know, in Fallout you get the skeletons. So I went ahead and added my own little like display of a camp. So you got two people that were camping here. There's a kitty. And I got this one here with chems, because usually you find them with chems around them. So I got that one with chems, and like I used that as like a vomit patch. I got the ultrasight from the board on the wall, and I used the pemmican camp like is that old campfire, because the other campfire has burning. And it's like, okay, how is it still burning? So I thought that was a good design. And then this one here, it tells a little bit of story, and then they got their belongings. I thought that looked pretty good, especially with the fog. Alright, come up here. I put more of the ultrasight down. Not much has changed to this. I did put this light here to, kind of highlight where the shops are.
After the news.
You can't really tell much of a difference when you stand back, but it is brighter than the rest of the area around it. I put down my butterfly acid collector and a few more. I'll show over there. Let's do the house first. Alright, so inside the house, we'll go ahead and dump all of our stuff that we've collected, actually.
Was hoping for a pension, but all I got is tension.
What was it that we got? Okay. Put those in the script machine. Alright, so inside the house here, I did do a little toy thing, so I glitched those inside. It went down a little bit more on the top that I wanted, but it doesn't look bad. The reason is because these right here that's taller than this, and I didn't really measure it that properly with these. I brought these right here. I didn't bring them down enough to be flush, so that resulted in these kind of sinking in. But it doesn't look too bad, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Nobody does.
And then I finally found the couches. The plan for this, because it's pink, goes with the pink wallpaper and like just the vibe and such. So I went with those. I made myself broke going through all the plans, but and then I glitched these down here. These are merged in here, so it looks lived in. You know, it looks like, oh, they have a family night and whatnot. So and like I do always with my builds, I usually do build this with my husband and I in mind. So my husband and I will be like the ones living here, and we've got, of course, enough room for guests. And I merged the soda bottles on there with the checkerboard. Got the cute little fish there. I don't have any lamps that kind of go with the decor, so that was as close as I could. I thought the fish was a good fit for the look. And then kitchen wise, I did change, like I said I was gonna do. I upgraded this here. I got the colander coffee and then the coffee tin that I got. Added a few more cups and stuff. Added some corn to the cooking station. Added more cups in the sink and stuff because, you know, we always have a couple dishes in the sink. Dishes are, there's always times that the sink is completely clean, but with, when having a family, you know, there's always a dish or two in the sink. I might move them for other decorations, but for now, I thought I'll just make it look as lived in as possible. And the reason that I put the noodle bowl here, so I had hubby come over yesterday and look at the camp, and I was like, this is your spot, right here. My spot doesn't have anything. I don't drink this year. I don't. Friendship display. Oh, it's that. Okay. I don't drink any alcohol. But I just put that there because it's blue and I like the look of it. I was like, but this is your spot here because you love your ramen noodles. That's a noodle cup. With his, this would be my area because I love coffee. Coffee and tea, this would be my area. And then his sitting place here, and I'll sit next to him. I have this side to do yet. I'll be removing the Nuka Shine, and then I got a plate of food that I'm gonna put on there. It doesn't look too good though. I was hoping to find another noodle cup, but I haven't been able to. So what I have, I'll show you, is I could do this. I could put this down, a sweet roll. It doesn't look like a sweet roll. It doesn't look like a sweet roll. The other one I've got, if I have it still, is this. Now, it doesn't look that appetizing, but I can pretend that it's not moldy. That's the only other thing I've got to really put in there. Otherwise, I'm using spoiled meat, like, in here. And I just don't like the aesthetic. And I want to find another noodle cup, but I haven't been able to find another one yet. Alright, so I put this here for the dining. I don't know why, but this right here just kind of stuck to me. And I have Nuka Girl rugs down because, you know, it's girly. It's a girly aesthetic, and I wanted my femininity to come out. And I want to make this really feminine, and something that I would do had I had the ability to decorate in a way that I want in this realm. So I went with it. And of course, got all this stuff still the same with the baking stuff. I put these decorations on here to make it more lived in. This didn't change. I still have these. Over here hasn't really changed much. I mean, it did, but, you know, I guess you guys haven't seen this, but I added these, this little reading area because I love to read, and I don't have actual, like, books in this game, so I just went with the guns and bullets and the magazines and stuff. But this would be like my little reading nook, so you can get like some sunlight because the sun that comes into these large windows, and you just lay there and read, and you got your little stand with your drink. So that's the house, what it's looking like so far. Upstairs has not changed. Upstairs is still the same. The only thing added is the neon signs that are around the walls to give it more of a vibrant color. Alright, and then over here, I added some things. This right here is the metal barrel you can play. Fusion core. I think everybody is fully charged. There we go. I don't know why that's not stacking. Butterfly Sanctuary, and then here. I didn't put any additional lights here yet. I haven't figured out what lighting I want to do, but I do have these lights with the green to kind of like just make the colors more vibrant and have it more relaxing. And then in the bathroom I added a few things like the lights here and a few decorations so it looks a little different. I did change the walls because these are supposed to be pink, like at the display. The walls I had were supposed to be pink, and I'll show you. So I went with, originally, I went with these walls here that are the terrace walls. It shows that they're pink, but then when you place them down, they're blue. And I wanted the pink, not the blue. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. So I did change. I changed the walls to the red brick on this side. I kept the Order of Mystery on this side, and then I changed this to the brick on this side. The reason I did brick on this side is because the window on the Murder of Mysteries is not an open window. It's a stained glass window, and I wanted an actual window that you could see outside, and I wanted something that was, you know, going to at least go with the I wanted at least something that was going to go with the decor, so I went ahead and went with that. A blur demon, is that who was at my camp? No. I thought I saw. Huh. I just took all my weapons that I had in my inventory, I think. Almost all of them. Alright, that's good, because I need to get my caps back up. And I've got plenty of script and whatnot to put more weapons in. So I did put weapons in there. I put a bunch that were just script only, but script, or they could take those weapons and mod them if they want them for their person. So they had really good rolls, or they could scrap them and see if they can get those mods from the weapon. So I put them at 500 caps. I did put the quad, like anything that's a useful weapon that has like the prefix that's one that's sought after. I do put those up for more because the person doesn't really have to do much to modify them. They just got to find either 2 or 3 star to make it, and the quad was actually not too bad of a roll. So I just put it there for 1200. Should have been more, but I don't. There's the weapon market for weapons isn't that great now that you can do your own. So I just like, okay, if it's something that someone can use, I'm going to sell it for the same amount as that mod would be sold for. So I'm just like, okay. So that's what I did. The mod, the quad mod itself, I probably would have it priced more, but since it was already attached to a specific weapon, for that weapon type, I put it for 1200. And the assault rifles, they're not that big in popularity. A select few might run around with them, but that's not like a handmade. If it was a quad handmade, I probably would have put it for maybe closer to like 4,000 or 5,000. That's usually about how much the mod would go for. But for me, considering that I price everything much lower than most people, I probably would have had it more towards the 2,500 to 3,000. That's usually 2,500 is usually where I put the good weapons that are really like sought after. Like if it's a 2-shot, if it is a vampire, if it's bloodied, if it's a quad, those kind of weapons I'll put for like 2,500. Because they're not going to be used for script. Most likely they're going to be tinkered with and modded by that specific person who's buying them. And then the weapons that are script only, I will take a look here. I'll let you look at my vendor. The weapons that are script only, I put for 500 because that's the going rate. And then this is the quad assault rifle I was talking to you about. So I put it for 1,200 because it's got the quad. And then they can alter the other 2. So the rest of them I put for 500. I have a bunch of things in my stash box yet to be put on there. I got this here, a fixer is a 2-shot explosive. That one is actually going to be for me. I might use that. Then I've got these here I didn't have room for. this one here. This one I'll probably put for 1,000 because, or 1,200, because it is a plasma pistol. This could be turned into a plasma weapon. It could be turned into a plasma flamer, and it's got really good specs. It's got the 2-shot. It's got 25 weapon speed. All they would have to do is just find a 3-star mod to suit them, or they can change. But this one I will put for 1,200 because it is a weapon that a lot of people do use. Granted, it is not an enclave, but it still is a pretty good weapon. This here I probably will put for sale because it is a level 5. So this will be script only, so 500. So it's nice that I'm able to. I've got 2 fact finders. Both are level 45. I got those. So on this character, I did put some things on here for from my other account. So I do have some named. Yeah, see this right here would be one. This one I am going to probably. This one I'll probably keep because I can modify this to make it a plasma rifle and I can add a flamer to it. And it's vampires. So vampires increases your health. The only thing is that I'm going to be turning this into a ghoul character. So it might not work that well. This might be something that I put on my high level character. That if I'm going teetering between the two, I will be able to have a vampire weapon. The vampire, I could do vampiric, I have an explosive, and then I can do another mod since it'll be staying with me. And then I could modify this to be a rifle, and then I could put I'm thinking of the flamer barrel on it because I've got flamer barrels. I also have a friend that that used to play Fallout with me a lot. And I put a lot on there because my account was so full of mods for the Enclave rifles. So I put a bunch of stuff on his account, including some god rolls. Getting those back, I don't know. It doesn't really cross my mind too much. And then I've got all of these here. That I need to figure out what to do with. If these are going to be for sale, they're either going to be scrapped or script. I haven't decided because a couple of these have things that I really do want to try and get. But I'm not too sure, really. Some of these I'll have to double check because I don't want the radiation recovery on my ghoul. So yeah. These will have to definitely just go through. Oh, someone bought my mask. Okay. And all of my the dog food. I had canned meat stew from doing Feed the People. I'm a herbivore. I don't eat meat, so. Alright, well that means I've got room. Let's put a couple of plans for sale. We'll do this. Large toolbox. A lot of these I'll put for like 10 caps because I don't really think that they're going to be worth more than that because I've been playing this game for so long. That to me they're just not worth any more than that at all. Just making sure I don't have any duplicates. Alright, so I do have this for 125. So I will put that for 125, and it will also, I figured as much. Let's see. These, no. Warehouse building set. Nobody wants to buy the plans. They're so expensive. When you go through a vendor for these. And then I got these here. Okay. That's 20 for that. I'll leave the rest of those out.
For a pension, but all
if anybody's doing most wanted, yes. Alright, so we'll go down to most wanted. Doing events continuously, and I have a really strict schedule to go by today. I started school today. I've got I was able to borrow my brother-in-law's laptop until mine gets here. It still hasn't shipped yet, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. It says 2 to 3 days, but I did do it at the end of the week, on Friday. So that could be an issue. So that means it won't ship until probably today or tomorrow, because they would have gotten it on Monday, processed it 2 days from that, 2 or 3 days. So either today or tomorrow, and then it's got to take another couple of days. So I'll be borrowing his for like a week and a half, and then I have to go through and then re-download everything onto my other computer.
The game's about to start, so get yourselves ready for some root, toot, shooting, and looting. Yeehaw! Here's the deal, partners. The sheriff's out of town.
Let that load a little bit. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous, but also excited. I haven't been to school in a while. So it's gonna be like, okay, we'll get there, I guess. Hubby's like, I was like nervous. I didn't sleep too well last night. Like, I didn't sleep at all. I had a weird dream about us like ghost hunting. It was weird because it was me, my husband, and my sister. We're in on this location. It was like a dock type of location, so we were on the docks, and then on the docks we were investigating I guess a ghost, I'm not sure, but I remember that we did like a little paper airplane, and we were like, if you're here, can you scoot this like paper, this piece of this paper across the floor? Can you just like move it? Because it's light, you know, it's a piece of paper, and we made it to where it could be moved. And
you got that goopy gold
I'm
garment
here.
real good. A bonus
There he is.
well earned. Whee! Somebody's found Buffalo Bottle. I'll saddle up. Bottle is safe.
Alright, we just gotta find Cappy.
Plunder to your store.
I think Cappy's over here. Oh, we can't do it now. He's disappeared. Okay. Oh, well, at least found Bottle.
Amazing job! You got quite the haul! Oh no, the cavalry's here! Y'all better stop from shooting up the wagon. If old Lily pops a wheel, it'll be game over. Lima.
What in the world? That level, like, 1900 has got a weapon that's just like a bam, one shot. the one thing that is kind of funny is you got people. I haven't had it happen. I haven't had it happen recently or any time with this account, but I know that there's people who've had it happen, and they would be on a low-level character, and they'd be like me. They've been on the game for a while, you know. Bloody knuckles.
You done did it, partner.
And then you get on another locate, like another another tune, another character.
Or maybe over to the concession stand for a victory round.
And once you have that character, it's small, you know, it's a baby.
You'll come back and play again, you hear?
Oh, someone left.
Now to get Pete to come clean up this mess.
And then when you're on this character, people look at your level and they're like, "Oh, you're just too young. You don't know what you're talking about," and stuff. It's like, what? What? I have been on this game since, I would say, the very beginning. Yeah. I got to experience all that Fallout had to offer when it was released, and all the bugs that entailed at the very beginning of this game's life. So when people treat me like I'm like, or not treat me, but when they treat people, I should say, I've only had an encounter like that once, where someone thought that they knew more than I did, and it's just like I let them believe it, because I was like, I'm not even gonna touch this. It's not worth my time. It's not worth the headache. So I just like left it alone. But to be treating people like they don't know what they're talking about just because you assume that they're at a low level is ridiculous, because this game has been around for so long. I usually do, like, I look at the person, like, I'll go to the person's camp. If I see, I'm like a level 20 something, and I go to their camp and they've got things that I know that are from like 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons ago, heck, even 10 seasons ago. I know that they've been in the game long enough, because that stuff's Atomic Shop, and it's going to carry over to every account that they have, like every character created under that main account. So with this one here, with like this kitten, I've got all my spaces filled up. So I've got like all 5 accounts, or all 5 characters.
Does a senior
and those characters all will have Atomic Shop items that I have accumulated over the years. I've been there since season 1. I have been, so now granted, I don't have a lot of the things from the seasons, because at the time, you know, we were like not really focused on the gaming aspect of it as much. You know, I was in a new state. I wanted to explore. So we took hiatuses from Fallout. So there's a lot of things I didn't collect. But I was here for every single season. I was here from the very beginning. There's things that a lot of people don't realize that Fallout went through, like a 400 carry weight stash. We didn't have Fallout First. We didn't have extra camp spots. You couldn't just move your camp whenever you wanted. You know, if someone nuked it, you had that one camp spot, and it's like you wanted to not get nuked, you either had to leave the world, or you had to move your camp, which nobody wanted to, because you usually picked a spot and you wanted to stay in that spot. And then the big thing is that another is like, if someone had your camp spot, it's like, do you stay in this world where all your friends are, or do you leave the world? So we had a lot of issues, and then the PvP was definitely different back in the day. At first you could go to someone's camp. You didn't even have to be in PvP with them, and you could destroy everything. And then you can PvP with someone pretty easily, and then they would trap you. Like, if you'd have groups of people that would try and trap you, So they would engage. Oh, excuse me. They would engage with somebody on your team, and it would throw your entire team into PvP. And then there's the issue where you had people who were on two different teams. They were working together. One of them would lure you into their team by sending you an invite. You're like, oh, okay, I can join your team. And then they would fight with one of their friends, throwing the entire team into PvP, thus killing you. And they do that to harvest junk. One of the things that was really irritating is during that time, I was doing a lead run with someone that we used to play with. And we had gone there. I took all the lead, smelted it, and after I had smelted it, I had it on my person. I didn't have time to give it to you because I was going to do halves because we both did it. And they engaged with someone who came to my camp and was shooting at them. So they engaged back. They got killed, and then the person ended up killing me at the workbench. I dropped all the lead that I had. I had like 7,000 lead lead scrap on me. They took everything, and I was just so furious. I was like, why would you do that? And a lot of people actually had no idea that had happened. That it would throw the entire team in. So I'm glad that's gone, because I don't like to PvP unless it's in good fun. I don't take this game that seriously. But it does bother me when someone they do it maliciously. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna PvP with you, and it was like they do it sneakily. They're very sneaky, just to get junk. It's quite sad, but you know, if that's what keeps them happy because they have sad lives, then it is what it is. It is just a game after all, but it is very aggravating when you're trying to do something and you're helping somebody and then you have all of it just taken. Like all the hard work. Like we spent an hour doing all of the prep, doing the gathering all the ore and having to kill all of the enemies that are inside the Lucky Hole mine, and at that time you could get quite a bit of ore. It's very I would say about 200 to 300 less. Like usually you could walk out of that place like 400 to 500 ore. So you get quite a bit of lead, a scrap from that smelting. But they've reduced that. So now you can probably walk out of there with about 200. So they significantly reduced the amount you could get. But back in the day, you could get quite a bit. So with two people, you're getting like a good haul. And then when you're smelting it, you put super duper on, you're going to get quite a bit back in return. So at that moment, we were we were hurting for lead. We didn't have Fallout First at the time, so keeping it stocked, it's what you had to do. You couldn't keep too much, but you had to have just enough. So when we smelted that, it was going to be broken between. It was myself and that person, so I gave that person some. Half of the haul, because we did equals, and then half of mine was going to go to my hubbies. But
just because the world is
that's the
doesn't mean you gotta be one.
That's the sad reality of Fallout with the people who don't play the game. But it is playing the game, because then you start looking at it like, oh, they're raiders. They're most likely playing as raiders. So they're most likely playing as raiders, which is part of the game. It's just that they're doing it in a way that's it's aggravating. Like, if you want to engage in PvP with someone directly, go up to them, engage with them. If they don't, then just leave. Go to someone else. But they don't. They go to one of your teammates if they see who you're on a team with. Or they assume that you're on a team with that person. They attack that person, and they attack you to see if you are also in the PvP turn red. So it's we didn't have public teams at that time, so they couldn't see, but they could see in a way that they engaged with one person, your entire team would turn red against them, So if they engage with that person and you turn red, they're like, okay, you're on a team. And we also, it would also be like, we used to run with a couple of hotheads, which is our fault. But those people, like, they didn't really appreciate being shot at, so they would shoot back. And they always thought they had something to prove. Even though this is a video game, mind you, you're not proving anything in this game by, gunning down somebody. It's a game. This doesn't prove how good you are in anything. This just means that you have good weapons in this game or good armor. Maybe you're faster. Don't take this game that seriously as far as like stacking and stuff. But there are a lot of exploits that you could do to make yourself be invincible. And it's like, okay, so that makes you good how? You're using exploits to make yourself invincible. So that doesn't really actually count as being good at the game. If you're using exploits, that usually means that you're not that great at all. But that is to be, I guess, challenged by them. They say that means that they're good because they know the exploit. It's just like the exploits that they had where these people who are like level 20,000 or level 15,000. The game has been out for a hot minute, but I don't know anyone that I know that has been on this game since beginning being that high without using exploits. And a couple of the people that we used to run with did use the exploits. So, I don't understand it. But it is what it is. It is just a game, but it is aggravating sometimes nonetheless. When you have people who don't follow the way that the game is supposed to be played, and they play it in a way that is an exploitative way, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go to the next equinox here. And then after this equinox, I will probably end the stream. And then once the stream is over, I will be preparing for class. And then I have to let the doggos out. They're ready to head outside, yeah. Whew. Kind of wondering what the weather's going to be like today. I think it's going to be in the 40s. It was supposed to be in the 50s, but it changes. A few showers early. Lovely. A few showers early, becoming a steady rain for the afternoon. High 47. Chance of rain 70% well. Of the area.
3 pyres have been placed throughout the Wise One's home. Their light is a vital catalyst to our ritual. The dim ones have attempted to contain our light. Destroy their vines encircling each pyre before we proceed. Each pyre is attended by a Wise One's observer.
I was so
Only when the vines have been destroyed will the observers instruct you on your next task.
I'm not entirely sure why.
Hurry now, children. His patience does not run as deep as his wisdom.
Their faint flickers must be snuffed out. Hunt them, destroy them, fill the streets with their foul ichor.
Let's see what here. Like literally is yesterday playing this didn't have many rod stags at all getting spawned. It was like few and far between, and today it's just like they're everywhere. I checked the first aid kits, find the chems. Alright, we'll put these in here. We only need 2 more, so it won't be too bad. And, well, they really did, Alright, this is all the red stuff that we need. Now we just need 1 more cultist, which is up over there. I don't have a jetpack, so getting over there is going to be, like, really annoying. He's there. Alright, that person's got them, okay.
The ritual site had been prepared. The summoning shall commence once each of the pyres has been lit. Go, ignite the flames as I release the dust of our wise one into the air.
Super yawny this morning. I apologize.
Ah, yes. The flames of our pyres ignite the
We'll see if we get anything
It offers
good on this
enlightenment,
one. Hopefully I get a plushie or 2.
Breathe, children! Breathe!
See the world now through his eyes, children. Let the dust and flames and fumes fill you. Let it soak into your throats. Let it show you the truth. But prepare yourselves, for the heretic Jinn ones will be enraged by this vision. The reality of our wise one will send them into a frenzy. You must protect our sacred
This event's fun, but after the first week, you'll start to see people just not wanting to do it.
The fire's glow, our guest may refuse our invitation. The dim ones approach the church. Slay them, children. Offer no quarter. The British pyre is the heretic's next target, children. You must keep it safe. The heretics bring foul brutes with them.
Oh, I got a knot in my hair.
Deceive you.
Ow.
All you see before you must die. No matter its shape, man or beast, these twisted shadows all serve the will of the false ones.
Alright, but let's go into the other part. So, won't be too bad here. We had a weekly, we had to take care of 30 of these during this event. It had to be during the event. It couldn't be outside the event. And a lot of people and the servers that I was finding yesterday were very greedy. They would like go to where the spawn points are, and they would take care of the enemies without letting anyone else get another shot. So it was like, how are we supposed to finish this weekly if you keep taking like all of the kills, you know, not letting anyone else get. Oh, my eye is watering. It was infuriating. And then the hubby joined another one, and I joined. What's it? 3-star, sweet. I'm gonna have to look for that. Hopefully it takes forever to load my gun. Oh, there's another. Oh, it's gone. There's another Mothman. This is you. I have to go over there and remember to pick up the legendary. I'll probably do it now because we have 30 seconds left, and then we have to go to the roof, so.
Now you will be judged.
Where's the... Well, that's not right. I didn't see the legendary anywhere. I wonder if it glitched. Well, that's not right.
I go to the divine light.
Legendary is usually like right on top. It must have glitched for me. Not exactly happy about that. Yeah, there's nothing here showing that it is,
Do you feel it? The wise one draws near.
I didn't get anything out of that.
Here waits our signal.
Alright, let's go up here.
Quickly, children. Return to me upon the museum's rooftop. We must invite him to us to show him our love and our gratitude. Dance, sing, shout, expel bile from your gut, show emotion.
You hear us, wise one? Come unto us. That expansion you feel in your mind, that growing... Oh, wise Mothman.
Right. I think you can get to
You have accepted our invitation. We are but meager insects before your
I think that's
intellect.
the other one, but okay.
Come, children. Allow the wise one to gaze upon you.
What did I get this time?
Bask in his
looks like I didn't get a
infinite
plan.
wisdom.
Looks like I got, yeah, I got this. Oh man, that does not make me happy at all. I did not get a legendary from the Mothman either. I guess I'll go around just in case it didn't end up dying at that location, if it died somewhere else. So I'll go around and see if I can pick it up somewhere, but I do think it glitched into the map. We've had that happen before. That's actually one of the glitches that have been prevalent since the beginning of Fallout 76, that the map would swallow a legendary, and with the Mothman they turn into ash. So it's even easier for them to just disappear. So trying to find where this Mothman would have died. I think it glitched. I don't think that I'm gonna get the legendary out of the... That is so messed up. That's like, ooh, legendary, I can get like hopefully a 3-star out of it, but yeah, nothing. There's nothing. It completely glitched. It's down in the map somewhere. It fell through. Oh well, shoot. That's okay. I guess we will just be out one legendary, which isn't a big deal. We looked everywhere, didn't find anything. So, let's go back to the camp, and then, I will, have to get the dogs out, and then I gotta get my laptop all ready for work. I have a couple of hours, though, still. Wherever my phone went to. I'm not starting class until closer to 10, so I still have quite a few, I still have a few hours yet, but I want to get prepared, and then, because I'll be just, like, working through for the next 5 hours after that. Alright, so, that's the Mothman Equinox. Mothman Equinox is fun. Usually it gives us 2 weeks. By the second week, there's very few people doing the event. At that time, it's a thing where a lot of us that have been playing Fallout for a while, we've gone through this event, and most of us high levels have all the plans, The only thing is to get the plans for new players that come on after the events, and then you can, you can share your plans and stuff with them. Mostly sell, but I share if anyone asks. And then, but yeah, you're just, the event it wears off and just gets old when it gets to being that second week. So first week is exciting, but by Tuesday next week, it's gonna be like in the tank. You're gonna just be finding like failed events over and over. Doing the event with 1 to 2 people is not feasible because of how the pairs are split apart and they attack at the same time. So having at least 3 people, 1 on each pyre, to take care of the enemies is what you want. So you need at least 3 people to do the event and to coordinate the event. So you'll be like, okay, you take care of this, you take care of that, you take care of that, and then you'll be at that pyre, that pyre, that pyre. But with randos, it's like they'll stay at that and then you just run around instead of staying at each pyre. To keep it defended. So you end up, I know we were doing it with 3, I was doing it with 2 randos, and all but 1 pyre got destroyed because they weren't staying at that one station and watching it. So it was just like, ugh. Oh, man. Well, I should probably hop off. I gotta get the doggos out. I gotta get them fed their breakfast. They're hungry. So, thanks for coming on to the stream so early in the morning. If you're with me, if not, you come on later. I hope you have a fantastic day. Not much talking about. I know at the beginning was, I want to make sure that my streams are not gonna be just heavily, just talking about God, and it's not religion. I don't have really a religion. I'm not Christian. I walk with Christ. I'm all about God, all about Jesus, and but I don't claim any one religion. Religion is, to me, part of the issue. It is part of the issue. I mean, look at the church is what killed Jesus. They were so caught up in what they believed was true, they couldn't fathom that what he was saying was true, even though he was pretty much on point with everything. He made them feel as if they didn't want to believe the truth of what they were doing was incorrect, was bad. Pride, pride and ego. Keeps people from seeing the truth because they don't want to be wrong. They always want to be right. They don't want to bruise their ego. They don't want to bruise their pride. And they don't want to believe that they're doing anything wrong, like the Pharisees and such. So, I'm not too caught up on religion. I try not to make this religious. I want to make this fun. I want to show my love for Fallout and other games. And I also want to share my story. I want people to know that the things that you go through, you're not alone. And the things that you go through, even though might seem really super dark and nothing is ever going to change type of feeling, where you feel stuck and just you can't seem to catch a break. To know that that's not going to always be that way. That there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and I don't know. I just want to share my story with people to maybe say that there is love in this world, and even though things may seem hard, you're gonna be okay. I don't like people feeling hopeless. I don't like the thought of people feeling like they're not worth being in this world, or they don't matter, or they're a burden. those feelings I felt, and I don't like the way that that feels. Like, I don't like people feeling the way that I felt. So if I could share my story about how things changed in my life with my walk with Christ and me building a relationship with God and how that has changed a lot of things, I'll share it as much as I can. And I don't know who watches these, if anybody. I don't go on my YouTube channel, and I used to, but it was always like disheartening to see that I don't have any views on something, or it's always like a little like you feel like, oh, why do I do this, you know? It's discouraging. So I try not to, and plus I got dings on my account. I'm like, I'm not even monetized, so I don't understand. And I see people like with videos and they've got other music and they don't get dinged, and it's like, okay, what's the difference with mine? But so I try to use copyright free background music, so that way it's not like completely silent. And then also I've got 2 dogs, so to kind of help weed them out, because they like to whine a lot. Because they always, like, especially on a good day, they always want to go outside. It's like, I got things to do inside. You guys can't just be outside all the time. They're not outside dogs. They're indoor dogs. And we also have a yard that's not fenced, so they're not going to be outside by themselves. They're going to be out with us only. So they always want to go outside, and they like to whine. So I had like background music to help kind of quiet down, or if they start to play or anything, or chew loudly on their bones, it kind of muffle the. Right now you can hear Jax over there whining. He's the whimpering boy. We have Jax and Addie. Addie is named after Adelaide in Australia, and Jax is just Jax. Don't know why, but his just Jax. But we also, his nickname's Derpy, because he's just a derp. He's a derpy dog. He's a goofball. And then Addie is baby dog. She only goes by Adelaide when she's in trouble. Otherwise, it's Addie Bear. She is a daddy's girl, and Jax is definitely a daddy's boy. I used to be the favorite, but he lets him get away with way more than I do. And I'm very strict, especially when it's outside. I've had they stay in their area, but they break once in a while when it's after a squirrel or a rabbit, and I will get after them. I was like, no, you cannot do that, and then they go inside. Their playtime's cut short. Whereas, you know, Dad will be like, they continue playing. It's like, eh. Whatever, you know, he could do what he wants, you know. He likes to play with his doggos. Those are our kids. We don't have like human kids. We have one human angel baby, but we don't have human kids. And I don't think that we will possibly be able to have kids. With my age and cancer, they said that the cancer treatment would have probably rendered me infertile. So we have our 2 doggos. They're for children, but they're not treating as kids at all. They're not humanized whatsoever, otherwise than us talking to them. But the way that they are treated is as a dog, so that way they don't end up having any really bad habits. Anyway, I do hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. This will be my last stream for today. For this week, I'm not going to do a stream on Friday because this is the first week. I wanted to hop on today and set a new schedule. So it is going to be, my streams are most likely going to be 6 to 7 in the morning, and then that will give me a couple of hours to get chores done. And I am going to go down to 2 days a week. I don't think that I would be able to really sustain 3 days a week, so I'm going to do 2 days a week. It's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 7 or 6 to 7:30 in the morning, Central Time. I am in Wisconsin. and we will be streaming a game. It's either going to be Fallout, Phasmophobia, or if there's a new game that is on PlayStation Plus that hubby is like, hey, you should check this out. Maybe I'll stream a new game. I still have to do that one game that we were playing after us. I started that. I stopped because I got into Phasmophobia. And with my mind, I cannot focus on multiple games at once. It's like one or two is fine, but when it gets over that, I just cannot juggle that many. I like to focus on games. Fallout came back with an update. We're going to be getting another one, I'm sure. So I'm really trying to stick with Fallout with the camp building, especially with the new character, and building this character up. So now I've got something actually to work through. I've got quests to do, I've got things to do, so this will keep me pretty much preoccupied as far as gaming wise. And then Phasmophobia, I'm still prestiging, so that will be something that I'll be going back and forth between Fallout and Phasmophobia, depending on the day. So far it's been Fallout because we've been having good events that are on. We've had a new scoreboard. I've got a new character that I'm leveling up and doing the... Oh my gosh, that's the most pathetic one I've ever heard. He's like trying, like he's being subtle about it, and he's just trying to make me feel bad. Anyway, so these two games, I don't foresee me having another game in mind yet, until I am at a point in Fallout where I'm like, okay, there's nothing really for me to do, and then I'll take a hiatus and I'll play another game. So anyway, I best get going. So again, have a great week. Have a great weekend that's coming up. I'll be back here on Monday, 6 a.m. Central Time. And again, it's going to be an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how long it goes. And I will have my daily devotional back, or we'll have daily devotional, the daily verse, or daily prayer, one of the two, one of the three. It really does depend on, I don't have anything scripted. This is just whatever comes to me, whatever is on my heart is what I'm going to be talking about. Right now there's really nothing, just what I've been going through earlier today, about like the walk with Christ, and that relationship with God, and how that transforms your life as you start getting closer and closer. It really is something that is night and day. And hubby and I were talking about that yesterday with our relationship, on how a lot of couples, they call it quits after a year, 2, 3 years, when things get hard. And I've noticed that a lot of people, when things get hard, they just want to quit. They don't want that uncomfortableness. They don't want to put the work in. He has a friend that is in that predicament where he wants a relationship, but he doesn't want to put the work in to
licorice tastes better now.
To have that relationship, and to continue on that relationship, like to keep it. You have to put work in. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on the relationship itself. You can't just have someone there and then that's it, and expect them to be happy just being there. You have to put the work in to keep that relationship going. There's times where you're not going to be happy. There's times where you're not going to like your partner, your wife, husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, what have you. But you're going to love them. You're just not going to like them because maybe they did something, and you're going to have days that are like that. They come and go. They go pretty quickly. There's very few days where I'm like, I don't like you, or he is like kind of tired of me, but we still love each other, and we're still going to continue fighting for each other. But when this comes, people question, like, do I love this person? It's like, yes, you do love them, but you probably don't like them right now because they did something that you didn't like. That's perfectly normal. But to say that the honeymoon feeling, when that wears off, people are like, oh, I fell out of love. It's like, love is a choice. You have that initial feeling, that is the bonding part, and then you have to keep that bond, and you have to fight for that bond. It's easy to say, oh, I don't love you, and just walk away. But, you know, I think a lot of love stories would not have happened if people did that. I know if I had walked away when people were telling me to walk away, I wouldn't have what I have right now. And I have the most amazing husband that I could ever have dreamed of. You know, he's everything that I've ever hoped to have in a life partner and a husband, because he listens to me. He's kind. He's loving. He's nurturing when I need that part. You know, and it's like if I'm going through cramps and whatnot, you know, the nurturing part is where he's like attentive. He's like getting me because I've got these little stuffed animals that he bought me that you could heat up, and he will go heat that up so I can put that, like, it's a heat pack. He bought me 2 heat pads. So I'm like, he is nurturing in a way where he pays attention. He's attentive to my needs even when it's more than what's traditionally needed during those times where I'm having cramps, or if I'm sick or not feeling good and whatnot. He will wait on me hand and foot. He'll just be like, you need to rest. I'll do whatever you need. Don't worry about it. And I'm the same with him. We wouldn't have that love. We wouldn't have that if we would just walked away when things got hard. And they were hard. They were difficult. It was quite literally like hell, going through hell. I was, for me, I can't speak on him. I'm pretty sure he had torment inside too, because he was not used to having someone love him so deeply, so he was terrified. And then he also was treated badly by his exes, and he was worried about being hurt again, so he wanted to protect himself, so he had his guard up. And then he also had the society standards in mind of what, what was ideal. You know, your family does, I don't know if they realize it or not, but people that are around you do have a certain effect on you. And for him, it was like, oh, he has to have a certain, type of girl in order for people to be proud of him. He has to have a certain type of girl in order for people to be like, oh, he's made it, or he's, got a good, good life. And that was based on looks only. I'm not saying I'm ugly. I'm not saying anything on my looks. I feel as if I am pretty average, but I'm not ugly. I'm not like the beauty queen of the world, of course, but I always felt that I wasn't pretty. But then as I moved away from my family, I started to realize that I was actually okay. I'm not ugly. I'm actually not ugly to people. I never took a selfie of myself because I felt that if I looked at myself, I wouldn't like what I saw in the picture. I did look at myself in the mirror, but mirrors are not truly how we look, so I don't do that. I never wore makeup because when I did wear makeup, I always felt like I was a clown because people made me feel like I was that ugly. So I'm like, okay, I'm just making matters worse. So anyway, to get to the point, he had it in his mind that you had to be like a size 0. I'm not super thin at all. I've always been really curvy, and like I was upfront with him. Like he saw who I was. Like the whole catfish thing. We always would exchange pictures, video chat. So he saw. I wasn't shy about that. I let him know, like, hey, I'm not thin. I'm not skinny. I am curvy. I'm not obese, but I'm curvy. He made it seem like he was okay with it. But when I moved here, I found out that he was under the radar trying to find somebody quote unquote better. And we had a discussion about, I would say, a year after I found out everything. So a year after everything had to go, this is where I found out everything. We had a discussion about it, and he told me, he was like, I did it because like he had a crush on her for the longest of time. He used to work with her, he went to school with her, and he thought that she was better because that's in his mind is what society had told him. That's what his it's what he thought that he needed in order to be saw as a successful man. And she was younger than I was, and I don't think that he took that into account. I am 8 years older than him, and I didn't look like she did because I was 8. I was like significantly older than her. I was like, I want to say 11 years older than her. So I'm like, okay, I'm not sure exactly why you're kind of judging, because put her 11 years older, she's not going to look the same. She is, young. So she was in her like early 20s. So not young as like 18 or anything. She was in her early 20s. I was 34 at the time. So, or 32 at the time. So 32 compared to, 20. You're 21. You're not gonna have the same looks, and I was like, I looked like her. I look like her at that age too. But I'm older than she is. You have to take into account that a woman changes as she gets older, and especially with my body type, I'm not going than I do. She's built differently than me. I've got a bigger chest, and everything's different, and we're apples to oranges as far as the body type goes. I remember the things that he said at the time. It kind of crushed me, and he reiterated that. I would say I guess not last year. Last year, it's been a little over 12 months, but where he had tried again, and with a different girl this time, and she was significantly younger. She was she had just turned 19, and she was all over him. She was actually all over all the guys, but he is the type at that time, before he started to really wake up, he would be like, if a woman showed him attention and he thought it was better, then that's what he would go for. So I found out that the reason was, like he said, quote unquote, I did it because I thought she would be better, and I wanted someone that I could be proud of on my arm. And then he went on to say how he was embarrassed with me. So that was probably the hardest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I would say it was the hardest thing I've ever heard in my adult life. So we have gone through things like that, and then it happened several times where he really did show me that he wanted something else, and where he felt that I wasn't good enough, and it was hard for me to understand. Something like in my gut, it wasn't my heart, like my chest area, it was my gut said that I needed to kind of just hold on, because he would apologize and say he would stop, and then he would do better, that he did want me in his life, that he did love me, but in the same time he continued doing these things throughout the years. It wasn't up until last year that we actually got to a point where we started to really heal. So yeah, that's like 5 years. 5 years of just heartbreak. 5 years of enduring the hardships of feeling like I was never going to be good enough. I was never going to be pretty enough, never going to be thin enough. It gave me issues with my body, to the point where my cortisol levels went up. I went from a little size 9 to, because in size 9 would be like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's big. For my body type, that is, I was actually, if I got any thinner, I looked unhealthy. So a lot of people think women all are the same. We are all we're built very differently. Some of us have wider hips. Some of us don't, some of us are just smaller framed. There is a thing as being, the frame does matter. Bone structure does matter. With my heritage, I am built stockier than other women might be. So, and we do change as we get older. You have native women who look so different from their youth till now. Like, they're being young women until, they get their 40s. They change significantly, especially when you carry a baby, and when you're pregnant, your body changes. And with going through health problems, you have to include all of those. So it really was hard for me, because I had gone through cancer treatment. My body changed. I went through a pregnancy, body changed because of that. It was hard to hear that he felt very he felt embarrassed by me, because then that made me really feel, that really messed with my my self-confidence. I developed, I wouldn't say it was like body dysmorphia or anything, but I do struggle with accepting my body for how it is now, because I did gain weight, and I'm struggling with it because I'm still not obese, but I did gain. I would love to lose the 30 pounds that I've gained from the time that I started chemo until now, but it's like I started to change because of the medications and everything. So it was really hard for me to hear, because it was like, at that moment, I was a size 9, I was thinner, and who at that moment thought I was already not good enough. So I was like wearing myself down, and the more abuse I took, the worse it got, to the point where there's several times I wanted to, and I tried to. I wasn't successful in the trying part. I was stopped before anything could happen, but like, I was close to just ending it, and that happened about 3 times. I just got so low that I couldn't, I didn't want to hurt anymore, basically. It was just like, I'd rather just go, instead of having one more day of that pain. But something kept going, and the only thing I can contribute it to is that that nudge was from God saying, don't give up, because if you give up now, you're not going to have what I have planned for you. And then I did. I kept going, and we worked on ourselves quite a bit in the last year, to the point where now it's like, I couldn't imagine walking away and not having what I have right now. I couldn't imagine giving up on him and giving up on us, because of who he is. And a lot of people are like, oh, you put yourself through hell, and how do you know he's not going to go back? Oh, I know. When you see someone at their worst, you cherish every step of the way to their best. And if you only love someone at their best, and then when you start to see them fall, and you see that dark part of them, and you honestly don't deserve them when they get back up. Because if you can't accept them for how they are at their worst, you don't deserve them at their best. And if that's the only way that you love them, is when they're flourishing, they're happy, there's nothing wrong and whatnot, then you need to really think, do I really love that person? Because true unconditional love is accepting someone for who they are and sticking with them through the hardest times. Like when the water is beating on the boat and you feel like you're going to capsize. Sticking with them until that storm is over, so that way you can see that beautiful sunrise. That is right there is love. When you stick through it, no matter what goes on, no matter what happens, you are devoted to this person. They could be going through addiction. They could be going through something that you didn't maybe realize because they're so ashamed of it. But then your love starts to when you start to shine on it, it starts to bring it to the surface, and you start to see that uproot and it comes out. That's their healing part. You have to be able to like really stick with it, and that person of course has to want to change in order for anything to really happen. So I'm not saying stick with someone who doesn't want to change. I'm not saying stick with someone who's blatantly saying I'm not going to do this and they don't. Like if you've been with someone for 3, 4, 5 years and you don't see any change, that's a hard no. You just cannot get, especially when it comes to abuse. But with my situation is he had little subtle changes, and that's what I think kept me going, is that I saw that he had the desire to be better, and he just had to let go of everything that was toxic and everything that was unhealthy. And I truly do think that God was the one that made everything happen. He touched both of our lives, both of our hearts. But yeah, anyway, I should probably get going. I talked a little too much and you guys are probably bored. So you guys take care. I'll see you next Monday, 6 o'clock on the dot, Central Time. And have a fantastic week and weekend. And thanks for chiming in and watching. Like, share, subscribe if you would like to. And remember, you matter, you're loved, and you are wanted and needed in this world. Take care.